gosh, it's been such a long time. Cut from the same cloth. We're back. Of course, we're all doing an update video. So what's going on with me? What's happening in my life? I have moved back home to Macon. Decided to complete my internship at home. And that's just kind of where the cards kind of played out. This is, I guess, where God wanted me to be. I tried so hard to go everywhere else, and it just didn't work out. But I'm back home. I'm a roommate with my sister and her fiance, so that's very interesting, to say the least. We get along very well, so there hasn't been any problems or any issues. I get to see my sisters and my mom and my nephew, and I get to hang out. I don't really have a whole lot of friends here, just maybe one or two who I guess I'm kind of cool with. And I think that's a good thing for me because it puts me in a different setting to be able to do some of the things that I talked about, that I've always wanted to do, that I maybe could not have done or didn't have the discipline or willpower to do in Statesboro, just because there was always something going on, always something popping off. There's always a wisdom, women, and wine session that can happen, and I'm always ready to be somewhere. So this is kind of allowing me to slow down a little bit. And so I said back in January that I wanted to read more, and I have completed 6 books. 6 books of my leisure read books, things that I wanted to read. And I just made a purchase on Amazon for 6 more books. So T.D. Jakes' Instincts is on that list. I started reading the 4 Agreements, but I let someone borrow it, and I haven't gotten it back. So I reordered that book. There's a 5th Agreement, and so I ordered that book. What else did I order? Maybe 10 Ways to Live a More Compassionate Life. I watched this life class with a young lady who is a religious scholar, and she talks about how compassion is the one virtue that is fluid through all religions, and how we as people has lost the art of being compassionate for others, and we hold them to this standard of perfection versus having that same compassion and love that God has for us, and therefore in order to forgive and allow people to grow. So I'm excited about reading that. And then I bought The Gifts of Imperfection a long time ago, along with Dan Greatly. I have no clue where it is. So I just rebought, maybe that's 5 books, 6 books, I don't know. So those will be coming in soon, and I'll soon to be telling you how those are going. I've kind of become more interested in reading lately than I have been in my entire life. So I love it. I find myself picking up a book before turning on the television, which I used to just watch Grey's Anatomy all day long or pick a series and watch it. But I'm finding myself picking up books more and reading. So that's kind of where I am with that. My relationship, my boyfriend is in another country. He's been there since April the 5th, and he won't return until March 2015. So dealing with the long distance relationship is especially a new relationship. Although my boyfriend and I, we've known each other for 10 plus years. We've known each other forever. We've dated in the past, and now we're back dating. Second time. We don't know how many times we've tried this thing, so and it's long distance relationships. Just take the long distance out of it. Relationships are tough, and not necessarily tough in the sense of it's not doable and it's not worth it. It's just, as I am growing, we are growing, and he is growing. So it makes for very interesting interactions, interesting conversations, interesting arguments, but all well worth it. And I try to dare greatly in all things that I do. And like I said in the past, I've only seen nothing but beneficial results from taking a risk and being open and honest about how I feel and being vocal about how I feel, because he can't read my mind and I can't read his. And so we always think people should be doing things that they have no clue that they should, quote unquote, be doing. So it is, I miss him a lot, and I test some of my unwillingness to compromise, or wanting things when I want them to, just missing the person that you love, and you have to go to bed every night by yourself, and you wake up every morning alone, and not necessarily alone, but in the sense of a physical person being there. What I'm working on and what I'm learning is although that we're apart from each other, I'm not alone, and I'm not by myself, and I'm not in it by myself. And I have an amazing boyfriend who, I know that he's an amazing guy, and it makes it all worth it. And Shakita, another cut from the same cloth member, we talked Saturday, and she said, a year is a day when you have a lifetime. And that has stuck with me. Although it was just Saturday, today's Tuesday. But that just puts things in perspective. And when I feel myself going off, when I feel myself floating away and just being crazy, or when it's getting very difficult and I feel like it's hard, I have the most amazing support system, from my family to my friends to my line sisters, who always encourage me to dig a little deeper within myself, to anchor myself and not need those things from my boyfriend. I want them, but I feel like I shouldn't necessarily need those things to survive. And I'm okay. And it's hard and it's difficult, but I find that source of energy, that source of strength and support within myself and my family members and God first and foremost. And to get it from my boyfriend is like a plus. It's like an add-on. It's like the best handbag you can ever have. And of course, I love handbags. So still got a smile on my face. It's not like this every single day. Don't let me get it twisted. I be ready to cuss somebody out. I do cuss people out sometimes, but that's like not coming back to Macon was always my motivation in undergrad. Like I made that a point that I will not move back home. My mom, I will not move back home. My parents. And so I was dealing with a lot in terms of that transition of how, to really handle coming back home. And I think perspective is everything. And I started looking at it from a standpoint that this is where God wanted me to be. And I get to, the plus side of it is that I get to see my family and my friends. And I'm not a failure. Like I had told myself in my mind, if I came back home, I must have not done something. But I know that I've done some amazing things in Statesboro. I know that I've made some amazing, really kindled some amazing relationships and left a legacy behind that. I do good work, and I do believe in, my craft, and that was shown in Statesboro, and now I get the opportunity to take my talents to Macon. And the best part about it is it's my hometown. That's where I grew up. I know every street. I know every corner. So it's not trying to figure out where and who. It's all about the how and why. And or the how, because I have the why. So in December, master's degree shawty. And I'm starting to look for doctoral programs. See what I do to myself. But yeah, I'm good. So look for more from us. Till next time. Holla. Holla. I ain't trying to do what everybody else do.